It's like riding a cork over a waterfall, sir. And wind is not the name for what blows in your face. It's something made of iron. Swings at you from the west, never changing, day in and day out. With seas as high as the mainmast.
Monsters of the ocean, storms, freaks of nature. Mature storms are the most powerful events on the planet, and one day unleashing the equivalent force of the world's nuclear arsenals. Media coverage caught off guard by poor weather forecasting scrambled to catch up. I'm 4 days out, 120 miles offshore from the Oregon-California border.
We begin here with the breaking news. Several states being slammed by this historic storm. Homes falling into the ocean, wind gusts nearing 150 miles per hour.
The mountains, like Mount Shasta, bracing for up to 3 feet of snow. Further north, the Washington coast barely hanging on.
It sounds so benign. The Pineapple Express sounds almost nice, but no, this is an atmospheric river that stems from the warm waters around Hawaii. It's like adding gas to a big fire, and that fire is that developing storm that is hitting now in parts of Northern California, Oregon, and Washington state.
Its first target, the Pacific Northwest. In Northern California, winds are picking up speed and could reach 70 miles per hour. In San Francisco, the great highway that runs along the Pacific Ocean shut down.
This area of Oregon is going to get absolutely pummeled.
Given time, these loose cannons on the ocean's deck give quarter to no vessel. These sea battles never decide who's right, only who's left. As sailors in little boats the size of lifeboats, we don't have the luxury of hiding 100 feet up in comfy enclosed watertight wheelhouses or lounges on 1,000-foot ships manned 24/7 on all decks. We are literally part of the storm itself, seemingly lost in between swells, dealing with the waves and ripples there. We are in the trenches battling a monster that never sees us. Even when we have crew, it's most always a solo operation. How we strategically navigate prior to the monster's arrival, then keep on through the dark night will determine just how soon and if we live to see another day. Always keep your mind and boat ahead of the monster's next move. Run and only wrestle when given no option. How do we get here? Over the years, we get a little dinghy and go for a stroll in the Pacific Ocean. The Columbia River Bar reopens after being closed to an early winter storm. I have a 3-day window to voyage south, clearing the rugged, stormy terrain of the Pacific Northwest before the next potential storm develops. My friends on another sailboat stall in port for 2 days before leaving.
About 45 miles offshore of Tillamook. You can see all the way back there the Oregon coast. It's about...
I make my way offshore, knowing storm winds will get pinch-pressed by the shoreline, with high cascading mountains funneling and doubling wind speeds and wave heights. An ancient war tactic from the art of war is employed to avoid the main front and reach the fringes of the outer flank. 100 miles offshore, a snowy white owl appears circling the mast dozens of times. Birds of prey can get trapped inside a storm till they find a way out on the weak backside. They venture far in their curiosity. but a snowy L here is absolutely odd, uncanny, and omen. The Mackerel Sky, known as the mare's tail in folklore, makes the lofty or tall ship carry low sails or reef such in. The high cirrocumulus clouds formed by shifting high-speed wind directions make known a kink disturbance in the jet stream is about to go wild.
Very auspicious.
The wind becomes ill as it moves counterclockwise across the compass from north to south and back to southwest. I keep the wind to starboard to begin making my way ahead and across the path of the eye to its weak backside.
Here we go. It's got nasty overnight.
I'm letting the monster quickly make its way past me with the short brush or skirmish. Wind speed begins its rise. By noon, winds are southwest 25 knots. At 8 p.m., gale force winds commence and continue rising. All night, I sail with the mainsail reefed in and main engine at 2/3 throttle. I'd be cruising at 8 knots. Instead, over the next 12 hours, I make no headway. I'm letting the monster quickly make its way past me with a short brush or skirmish. I avoid getting sucked into the eye's strong side with its dynamic trough and violent main front. The other sailboat from Astoria gets blown 200 miles north off course when a fishing vessel sights it clocking 70-knot winds, hurricane force. A month later, they catch up and rendezvous with me 1,000 miles south.